All right, welcome to Gran Turismo 7. We're taking on, this is the 2026 championship season. We're in race 3 at Road Atlanta. So race 3 of the championship takes us to Road Atlanta. We're going to get some practice in so we make less mistakes. Mistakes are punished horribly and consistently on this track. So consistency matters more than ever. Sort of like the Nürburgring that we had at that Manufacturers Cup race yesterday in the last live. So with the season heating up, every corner, every braking zone, and every decision can shift the championship fight. We're going to be driving the Porsche 911 RSR. This race is all about managing pressure, tire wear, and aggressive GT3 battles on one of the most technical tracks on the calendar. One small error here can cost us huge points. Can we keep the momentum alive, or does Road Atlanta change the championship narrative? If you're enjoying the series, please do like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Share this material with any other GT3 racers that you think might enjoy this. Your support really helps the championship grow. And a special thank you to our sponsors, very special thank you to our sponsors who have become members of this channel so that we can, pay for the electricity, the play seat, the gear. So thank you, a huge thank you to the members in the live stream. Feel free, please drop. If you're a member, let us know in the comments section. So let's get down to business. Now, first of all, brake balance. I think this is a race with a lot of hill sections, up and down, tight corners. We need to have brake balance ideally at, I think, -1. So towards the front, at 1 or 2 towards the front. So a little more brake power up there. Let's just get into the live stream myself here. Brought you in early to show you, hopefully prove that practice makes a huge difference, because usually I just jump right into these. DK Nielsen on VR. Check out DK Nielsen. Nielsen, if you've got a link to a YouTube channel or Twitch or whatever it may be, drop it down in the bottom, please. Now, hopefully you guys, I hope that caught the very beginning here. Let's just see, do a little scroll back. All right, so yes, just a little technical check there. We are live and running. Mustang Drifter, welcome in. DK Nielsen, Super Doofus, I just want to repeat this, a huge special thank you to the members. You make all of this possible. Thank you for sponsoring this JCCR Racing Team driver. Hey, Daniel, good morning, mate. So we are going in onto the track. Oh, and DK, only mods can drop links. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that. Fantastic. Well, DK, keep making it back. I'm going to have to make you a mod at some point. Yeah, I like that. The GLHF, good luck, handsome friend. Of course, it doesn't stand for have good luck, have fun. It's good luck, handsome friend. Now, let's get a little practice here. Thank you very much, Drifter. So here we go. When we have the brake balance more towards the rear, we'll get a lot more trail braking in, so we can brake through the turn and up into the apex, and then hopefully once you get to the apex and hit that apex, the inner candy canes of a turn, that's when you can give it the gas. The Porsche 911 kind of is a bit of a specialty for that. However, on this track with the elevation changes, the tight turns, and the grass that's like everywhere, just right off the track, we're going to play it a little safe. We're going to go for some more stability, because we don't want to have the rear kick out under braking. So let's try this at -1. Okay, for whatever reason, we're stuck in the pits. Let's try to find out what that is about. Hey, Crispy, welcome in. Look at this, we're really loading in. Oh, there we go. Odd. So brake balance, let's get that to -1. We've got active stability management off, but Traction control stability to 1 because I don't want to be giving it the gas coming out of a turn and completely wipe out. I think it's a great idea to practice on mediums here. I currently have the softs on, but I think mediums would make sense to know. If you can drive the track without crashing on mediums, well then you know on softs you can just give it a wee bit more of a push. But if you only practice on softs when you get onto those mediums, if you don't really remind yourself to drive slower, you're going to be in a no knowledge zone, so you're just kind of playing with fire there. As we can see, some of the teammates swapping off their mediums. They gave a good practice on mediums. Wise move. So we'll actually get practice in. I don't know if in the championship races of last season and this season we've ever done more than like 2 laps of practice. Usually the qualifying becomes our practice. But knowing that there'd be lots of elevation changes here, I had a feeling that I really needed to practice out. Sorry to the car beside me. Sorry, Tom. I don't have my radar on because I'm just trying to learn the actual track. So I have the track map on. Oh, awesome. Jason, fantastic. Welcome to the team. Oh, fantastic. I didn't know that, so I'm really happy that you dropped that. I missed it in the Discord chat. So Jason Dustein joined the JCCR racing team a couple weeks ago, and Phil's going to be making him up a livery in March. Don't worry about not being too active. It happens. When you've got a reason, you've got a reason, so that's good. In the meantime, you know, you could download one of the JCCR stock liveries and just slap your name on it. I would be okay with that. I have no problems with that. Dutch. I like that. Dutch Steen or Stein. Stein is for beer, so I guess it's Dutch Steen. But if I can call you just Dutch, I'd love that. So here we go. Settings. Let's try the track on mediums, and let's play around with brake balance. Oh, you're German. Wunderbar. All right, let's check it out here. Let's try a regular +2. Let's go for a nice discovery lap on a regular setup and see how the car handles. Is it disastrous? If so, we know we got to listen to the chat GPT and go with the front bias, so more brake power to the front so that we avoid snap oversteer. That deadly snap oversteer that I have in my 911. That I have in my Toyota MR2. My 911 doesn't have the Porsche stability management system. My black 911 from the channel had it, and I never experienced snap oversteer, and I've never experienced it in the red one either. That does not have the Porsche stability management system. So I've been A-okay this way, but the Toyota MR2 I have experienced snap oversteer twice, and it's not fun when it happens. You gotta make sure you don't let off the throttle in a turn. You let off the throttle before you start to turn in, because it causes a weight transfer, and in that weight transfer, the back end is gonna wanna kick out. So far, not enough track really to decide, but I think we're +2 is gonna be not that horrific. So +2, we can break into the apex. Despite the recommendations from ChatGPT saying give more brake power to your front wheels, I think I'm just so tuned to driving +2 here on the 911 that I might just be more consistent not going with the professional advice. I'd love to know what you're going to be running for brake balance on this track and what car you're driving, if you can leave it in the comment section. Now there's lots of situations on Road Atlanta that we go to first gear, and that's why I'm almost tempted to leave the car that I'm driving for this season, is generally the 911. I don't know, I'd have to ask Super Doofus, can we change cars for a particular race? Or is it more like being on a racing team, you pick your brand and that's it for the 2026 season? Oh, love that last turn on the track. It's got some old school racetrack vibes to it. Actually, this whole track, the grass being right off the track like that, has nice old school racetrack vibes to it. Yeah, 2 to the rear is just perfect for me. I like that, I think, more than... We're going to try 2 to the front. So front bias, more power on the front wheels. We'll finish off this second lap with the +2. The car, to me, feels great. Works with my drive style. I'm not much of a brake in advance. I'm more of a last-minute braker and often absolutely need to be trail braking, meaning braking from the outside to the inside, to the apex, to that inner candy cane zone. I need that extra time braking because I just don't know the track well enough and the brake points to get the braking done early enough. Good example of it. Hey, Pacific Rim, welcome. Howdy, brother. Good to have you drop in. Thank you. So now we're doing, always good, test a track between your 2 comfort zones. Oh, you're in the race, fantastic. Maybe you're right behind me, I don't know. Oh, no. So now going with the -2. Car, I don't know if it's too early to say that the car feels a little more planted. Trail brake, you can, but you have to be real light on the pedal. All right, you won't be in the pit crew, you're gonna be in the race. Fantastic, Daniel. Sounds good. That's JCCR Devious, for those of you that don't know. Daniel is Devious as his racing name. One of the JCCR racing teammates. Feel free to ask to join the team. 3 simple golden rules to drive by. I'm glad that I got out of my comfort zone and I'm trying the -2 because so far, 2 to the front, very, very stable. Had my fastest lap there. Let's try lap 2 here. Thor being A+ driver, so that's like your pro driver speeds, pulls a 117.8, absolute incredible time. Mind you, the benefits of -2 is that it forces me, really pushes me to brake in advance. And if you do brake in advance, you're gonna hit that, if you get it right, you're gonna hit the apex every single time. There's no guesswork, because you're definitely going at the right speed, or maybe even a little too slow into the turn. but then you're guaranteed to get the apex, which means you're faster out of the turn and down the straight. .123.8. Pacific Rim, thank you for letting us know. You can, even if you have time, let me know how you have that better time. What are your secrets? Right now I am running mediums, but that's better. Practice on mediums. When I throw on the softs, I'll really reduce the chance of going off track. Oh, you know what? That is a great secret to share. Practice. Absolutely. True of many, many things in life. So right there, I got the brake balance at +2. Not quite as good of a time, but I did go through this section here slowly. So let's give it another try. See if we can beat our previous time. No, a little snap oversteer starting there. The back end wanting to come and go where the front end should be. Oh! And a little over rotation. I think -2 is the right way to go on mediums. And then when we get to softs, we can do -1. That'll be about the equivalent between the two sets. Now let's hit back to the pit. Check the time. I don't have my watch on. 10:59. The race is about to start. The qualifyings are about to start. Of course, we want to qualify on softs. That's how we're going to do it. And Thor being asked to uncheck. Thor asking what? It's basically back out is the term. So pros, back out, please. At least that's my understanding of what's being said. Someone saying, Forza Canada saying, Thor, you're pro, this is amateur, which is funny coming from Forza Canada, because Forza Canada, I'd say, is an extremely fast amateur, or a slow pro. And I wouldn't even say slow pro, I'd say that has a nice ring to it, slow pro. I'd like to be a slow pro. I'd say he's actually probably like a medium speed pro. And it depends on the track, but the last track he raced, oh, he had a super fast time. Super Doofus saying, good luck, handsome friends. Well, thank you very much. Let's see where I was here for the, oh, 0. 0 was doable. 0 was doable. So for the softs, if -2 or 2 to the front bias works for you on mediums, the equivalent on softs is -1. So that's going to be the trick here we're going to use. So we'll run -1. Oh, we got a Viper in the lineup. Oh, we got an Aston Martin. We got another 911. The 911 GT3 being one of my dream cars, but true dream car, like top. I really love the Ferrari Testarossa or the Magnum PI car. I know it's not fast, but it's, if I recall correctly, what is it, the Ferrari, not the 357. That would have a great ring to it. But for actual, I'd have to have 100 million in the bank account to have even $150,000 Ferrari, because I need, well, at least 10 million. 10 million in the bank account and bringing in at least 10% off the stock market, because otherwise it's going to drive me crazy mad when I've got a $30,000 maintenance bill. Whereas the 911, it's kind of like having a Toyota. Except your oil changes are going to cost a little bit more, but yeah, Porsche 911 parts, they do cost 2 times as much, 2-3 times more than my Ford parts. But the thing is, so do Toyota parts. I had a part on my 95 Mustang brake, and it was on the engine. That engine was made for 2 years, that specific setup, 94 and 95 for that specific 5-liter. And the oxygen sensor broke. $95 or $93 from Ford, and like $800 on my Toyota MR2. So I ended up with a V6 Toyota MR2, and the V6 was from a Camry, Toyota Camry. They made like 8 million of that engine. Again, oxygen sensor on that engine broke. $800. It's like Toyota, just no matter how much volume they have on it, they don't give you a discount. And the answer is yes. Toyota will rarely break, but when they do, you should feel unbelievably ripped off. Parts costing 2 to 3 times, sometimes 10 times as much as a Ford part. That is ridiculous. And often when you tune them, they blow. So that's the main reason why I've blown 3 Toyota engines. I'm on my 4th. Is because I add a little bit of boost, they get a little bit of a tune, and it's not just add boost and change nothing else. We add boost, we add a metal head gasket, we do ARP heads, put in a coil injection system, coil pack injection system, so it's got modern injection. And still, blown engine. Blew the engine on a Toyota Celica. Also, didn't modify a Celica engine, and it was drinking oil and puffing smoke at like 168,000 kilometers. So Toyotas do break. They are great overall. They're very reliable, relatively speaking. They're well made, but they're far from perfect, and they certainly don't like more power like many of the American vehicles handle well, or Nissans of that era. 90s Nissans take power quite well. The Toyota Supra, though, takes power incredibly well. Can't just assume an entire brand that every model they make is going to be good, because that's just not the case. And that's not the case of Toyota nowadays either. Their Tundra is very problematic. Blown engines because of a crank bearing issue. Crank bearing disintegrating, which is what's happened on all my Toyota MR2 engines as well. 125.6. Ooh, that is not the 123 that I need here. I better focus on this. This is my hot lap. Focus in. What is awesome is that we pretty much memorized the track. We can talk and drive without it being extremely detrimental. Oh, the car is so balanced on the elevation. No snap oversteer or snap oversteer is really when it snaps. We haven't snapped out yet, but we certainly have had over rotation issues of the rear, where all the weight is. There, I think I went through there very safely. A nice safe pass to not take out my buddy Alfie. Then now we've got JCCR Devious in front of us. Woo, 119. Who pulled that? RSR neighbor, you are a pro driver at that speed. Forza as well, or at least near pro. Medium speed or slow pros. I'd say medium speed, I think, a 119. A medium speed pro. Thor had a 117, so you're only 2 seconds behind an A+. Let's see what I got. 3.4. Oh, I did bring my time up. So I must be about a 124 there. 123, 124. Or maybe I'm just a slow amateur. That very well could be the case. I am a slow to medium speed C driver. Medium speed. Usually with a little bit of practice, I can finish between 3rd and 10th on the grid for qualifying in the C League. Yeah, Pacific Rim, nice job. So Ferris is Pacific Rim, and hence the flag likely. All right, so Devious and Super Doofus as well as Alfie, we're all kind of in the same ballpark. Oh, that makes sense though. RSR and Forza are B-rated drivers, so they're just fast Bs. So I guess the Pro League must be all A and A+. Yeah, have a good race, guys. Good luck, Godspeed, and God bless. Oh, it's still good morning here, actually. Guten Tag, or Guten Tag. All right, let's see. Is there a have a fun race here? There is a good luck. And make sure to get our medium tires on. We had faster laps with the mediums. So be it. Oh no, that's not true. We got a 123 flat on the mediums. We're mid 120, high 123, I guess. Or 124. I think I was a low 124. So at least we cut like a second, maybe 1.5 seconds off our time. That makes more sense. Now, before we get all hot and bothered in this race, a little extra back padding here. Back is starting to get sore. I have trouble standing for periods of time. I have trouble sitting for periods of time, and that's what nerve damage will do to you. All right, here comes the sprint race, 30 minutes of racing, championship racing at Road Atlanta. Welcome to race 3 of season 2. The 2026 Championship League season is now in race 3, and we're about to get it on at Road Atlanta. Thank you for joining, folks. If you're racing, hopefully you've got this on in the background. You'll know what's going on at the back of the pack, or middle, who knows. Starting off near the back. Woo! Oh! That was wild. Car shot across, we made it through, we picked the hole. Saw the hole between the cars, and that's what we went for. And now we're in 4th after that crash and off-track action. I can't remember what type of turn. Okay, we're going to be turning to the right here. Oh, we're going to have someone... Okay, we're going to be fine. Oh, devious! I'm sorry. You kind of cut in front of me and hit the brakes, or well, we just kind of blended together. You didn't cut in front of me. I moved right, you moved left, and we ended up lined up. And you brake just a little earlier than I expected. I did hit the brakes. I did not, my goal wasn't to punch you into a crash. Sorry about that, Dan. But I do have a good racing mate now, because Dan and I think, can have a really nice back and forth race here. And I love watching the fire spit out of his Viper. one of the cars I have almost traded my Shelby for. I was in great debate. The Shelby has greater comfort, and I do love the sound of the Shelby. Best sounding V8 out there. The Viper's got the V10. It's got less comfort. The setup is less sensible as your feet are kind of off to the side. You sit in one position and your feet are at an angle. It's very weird. Oh, I think Pacific Rim, yeah, Pacific Rim lost all his positions in probably that lap 1 crash that I was lucky to navigate without touching anyone. So I've got a clear conscience on that one. I have caused many an accident before. Always accidental with the friends here. When people in the sport mode hit me, bang on me on straightaways, and I've caused them no harm. They bang on me in a corner, I go, oh, maybe it's an accident. Then they bang on me on a straightaway, I'm like, hey, you're out of here. Batman them off the track. 123.2, good. We're running we hopefully can run a consistent 123. That's going to be good. We haven't gone through there, top of third yet. Love the stability on -1 here, so front bias. We're being told 2 or 3 to the front by ChatGPT, but 1 is perfect. There's no snap oversteer. There's very little oversteer at all. Very solid how the car is driving right now. But for the mediums, we're going to crank it up to -2. So that's a race strategy for the 911, or really any mid-engine race car, when you're on a track with elevation changes. Because elevation changes increase the likelihood, especially on the downhill sections. You're going downhill and your back end can easily kick out, especially if you're turning the steering wheel at the same time. Early on in the 2025 season, I was driving the Porsche 911 with a -1, and it always worked well for me. Then I started to play around with things as I tried to trail brake. Ooh, we brought down the time a lot here. That would have really changed our positioning time. Well, instead of 7th, we would have been, what, maybe 5th or 4th? Very little trail braking, so if you got the wrong speed, though, you're going to plow forward as you try to brake through a turn, unless it's very light braking. So that's just for minor speed correction. But the car feels smooth. The driving is smooth with this brake balance. We've got a winning recipe here, folks. Hopefully you write this recipe down and try it out, because I know a lot of the mid-engine guys, we all have been running throughout the entire 2025 season. We've all been running like +2, +3, +4, even while the front engine guys are fine running +4, +5. That's definitely their jam. Ooh, we might get into the 121s if we keep at it. We made it through. Thanks, Daniel, for being cautious coming back on the track. You could have planned to take us out there. Ooh, another 122.4. This is going well. We're in third. Road Atlanta is now my jam. I love it's like other than this turn, that's not my jam. Lift off at the top of the hill and then speed down, not quite my jam, but the rest of the track is my jam. It feels like a great ski day. Slalom, left, right, tight, quick, fast turns, high risks, high reward, high risk, because if you don't push it too hard and you don't go off the track, the consistency is going to be highly rewarded here. Even if you're running a half second slower every lap, if someone who's running a half second faster than you every lap goes off track every 5 laps and it costs them 5 to 10 seconds, you're going to get your pass in. just a little bit off our time. Oh, we're on the racing mediums. Oh my goodness. We can cut a second and a half off these times with the softs. We're going to be having, I guess we should have practiced more for the qualifying. Oh, great smooth flow. This track just needs to turn into a muscle memory track. Just got to run it 20, 25 times, I guess. Got to make sure I'm using the complete outside of the track as well. For faster laps, you really have to go to the extreme outside to the extreme inside of every turn. And on this track, it's just a matter of figuring out where that is. So I know I had said this track didn't feel natural before, and it's only because of a few turns. Complete outside to complete inside, back to the complete inside, and there we go. Most of the track was used there, only missed about 15%. Now after coming through the flag zone, we can now, oh, we're not at the top of third here though, so maybe not get into the 121s on mediums. I think that'll be pushing it just a wee bit too hard. That section right there does not feel natural. But then it gets back to a fantastic feel for the rest of the race. Great pace destroyed there as we catch a little bit of grass. Gotta watch out, we'll have 20 seconds of dirty tires, so this thing will just want to slide across the track, and Devious and Remy pass us there as we had a major crash there. So we have lost third, but now we need to not try to race the position and say, oh, I got to get that position back, because I have to continue to race the track. So watch the times for each section, know if we're pushing too hard or if there's more to extract from the track. 13.4 seconds. Okay, so more we can extract is not crashing. Now we're at -2, but we're on the racing -1. We're on the racing mediums. We really should probably kick it down to -2 to make sure we keep the car under proper rotation, not over rotate the rear. See if that gets us faster laps. I think it's still comparable. The tires are still for maybe 1 or 2 laps in a position where we can compare them to our earlier laps. Hey, DK Nielsen, it is going well. We pulled off a 122.2 there. So we had some fast laps on mediums. Still nothing compared to Forza Canada and Sir Badger, I think it was. Pulling off 119 and 120. All right, now we're back into fourth. We were in third for a few laps. And we're getting the rhythm, we're racing the track, not the other drivers. Tires are starting to, mediums are starting to slide. Maybe that's just in my head, but they feel like they're squealing. They sound like they're speaking to us a little more than before. Boy, does this ever make me want to get my 2017 Shelby GT3 50 out and go through some mountain roads or take my 911 or Toyota MR2 to a racetrack. MR2 maybe a little less. The snap oversteer is something to watch out for. I got too much money in it to crash it out. All right, we're in third now, I guess. And we got Sir Badger and Neighbor. Yeah, it was RSR, Neighbor, and Forza Canada in the qualies, doing a 119, 120. So they are the very fast amateur drivers. So I think a pro driver, Thor A+, pulled a 117. So they're not far off an A+. So they are fast Bs. And I'm trying to survive here as a slow C. But I think at 122 on mediums, I can say I've got a fast C speed there. And it's consistent, which is important. One crash though, so that dropped us off. I over-rotated. For some reason, I had my brake balance set to where they should be for the soft tires, not the mediums. So the mediums, 2 to the front or -2 on the reader. So I think the softs are good for about 10-12 minutes of driving. So we're going to be switching off and slow through there. Figure out when you're racing, just like in life, figure your weak spots and then know, is it worth spending the time to work on those weak spots, or is it better to specialize in one of your strengths? So that's what's weird about school. They basically tell you you're a good student, you're a bad student based on how you can overall be good. That'd be like telling someone who gets A+ in science that they're not a good student because they got a 70% in gym class. I think it's okay. It should be okay to be pretty average in math class in high school, but fantastic in history. I think then you should be able to concentrate a little bit more on history. I think I would have been great in business, but I didn't get to do a business degree because I couldn't wrap my mind around doing calculus. Alright, I'm doing a slow lap here because the tires just not feeling the tires for some reason. And maybe it's the -2, the 2 brake balance that I switched up. Alright, has Super Doofus pit? Please let me know, those watching. That was about 15 seconds ago, if anyone can catch the replay. I know Super Doofus has got the right pit strategy, and I think he just pitted off of softs, if I'm not mistaken. So that means the softs theoretically can last 15 minutes, because he was running softs. Okay, Sir Badger off his softs. So that means I can go on softs now. Ooh, I'm competing against guys who have softs, and I've got the mediums. This is good news, folks. On softs, we'll play around with our brake balance, so stay tuned for that. I missed the pit, and I don't want to cross the line and get a hated, loathed 3-second penalty. So I guess we'll really push hard on the softs. We're not going to have to go gingerly on those tires. Ooh, car behind me just got off the mediums, so he's in the same boat. Same with the car behind him. Okay, so my immediate competition is at the same place, so no advantage there. This is going to be an interesting race. Oh, I'm starting to feel like this track is in my blood now. It's in the muscle memory. Except for this turn. Got to learn to do that turn a lot faster. That can take me into the 121s on softs. That I'm now reminding myself, this is tough. Racing without my pit crew. I'm racing with I'm running with 2 less toes here. Where's the pit? Okay, it's not here. Have I pitted on this track before? I think once. Okay, I think I need to prepare here. Here we go. It's a tough one. Tough one to not cross that line. Let's go, boys. Let's get a little fuel in here. Probably 4 seconds penalty to myself right there. I took way too much fuel because we're past the halfway point in the race. So theoretically we only needed like a sip of fuel. We just needed to really be safe. We just had to be at the half point. So about a 6-7 penalty to myself for fuel there. But let's just destroy this track now that we got the softs on. Let's let them warm up. We have made the mistake of coming out hot and aggressive out of the pits and crashed, and then it's like 20 seconds dirty tires. So really, overall, not good. Let's get this baby down to 121. And if I do, I'm going to let out an oh baby. Oh, look at me trying to brake through a turn like I've got brake balance on too. Mistake made. Yeah, way too much fuel. Good 5-second penalty to myself. So that's probably most of the difference between Remy and I think I'd be pretty much right behind Remy right now had I not taken fuel. Oh yeah, with 10 minutes left on the 12 minutes left on the race, I needed maybe 1 second of fuel to play it safe. Faster through that section now with those tires. Half a second, yeah, we can pick up a good second here on the softs. Alright, so fast through the first turn there, then slow through the second. I gotta push the first one and slow down for the second one. Gotta make adjustments in racing just like in life. You see something working, continue. Perfect. Be careful not to change the recipe too much. You see something not working, get ready to rewrite the whole recipe. You do not want to end up with burnt chicken, whether it's racing or in life. Do not burn your chicken. Yeah, we made it into the 121s. Oh, baby. And it's the fastest we've gone through there, I believe. Try to go through here. Oh, no, third. Maybe a bit much. Top of second, definite. Could try bottom of third there. Oh, still bringing the time down. This is good. Yeah, low third for there. Road Atlanta, I am liking this race now. Just needed a good 30 laps on it. .1.8, the time has come down again. that section right there, if we're at +2, the back end has a chance to snap oversteer or just oversteer if it doesn't have snap to it. Here we got to be in second. It's too much there. Not sure where that car came from. I heard him. I heard him, but I didn't see him. I guess he must have been off track, so I didn't have a chance to follow him for a bit, but here's our chance. He had some good back-to-back racing in. He's doing the move, doing lots of blocking all over. Normally, I guess on a straightaway it's okay, but for the turn, you've got one move to make. Oh, sorry, buddy. If you go off track, I'm gonna wait for you. Yeah, I'm letting go of the throttle there and hit the brakes so I could wait for you. If you hit someone, stay behind them. And if you hit them off the track, wait for them when it's your fault. And that was 100% my fault. So they were coming in 3 seconds slower. So I just need to race the track and not the cars. But of course, that doesn't mean I can drive through someone when they're in, you know, can't say, oh, this is my racing line. I'm gonna drive through no matter what. It is nice to have a fellow race mate to follow behind. His blocking is solid. Otherwise, I was gonna get a good pass in there. That's okay. It's not as if he threw himself in front of me. So he did the right job. He did what you're supposed to do. Be in the right spot so that people can't pass you. You just can't throw yourself into that spot. You get one move going into a turn to say what your race line's gonna be. Ooh, this is feeling like a nice lap. Back on pace. It's on the throttle a little too early. That had us go straight when we should have been turning. So lost a little bit of flow and speed there. Remember, if you want to be fast, you got to be smooth. You got to put those S's together. Have the smooth, safe driving. Team Smooth, Safe Racing. Ooh, 120, we're away from the 121s, but at 122, I'll take it. Oh, the softs are getting worn now. I can't be pushing quite as hard. And we've got 3.5 minutes left, roughly. Okay, so braking before the turn is nice because we are getting the apex every time. There's no guesswork. But I can do that now that I know the track. Hey, Out of This World Gaming, good day, sir. We are surviving here on the race, but we penalized ourselves. I spent way too long, about 7 seconds too many, getting gas in the pits. We could have ran with the gas we had left probably, and definitely safely after only 1 or 2 seconds, but we loaded up to almost a full tank. So we're a little less than half when we went into the pits, and now we're almost at half we'll be at half when there's 2 minutes left. So I guess we took more than half a tank, and we only needed about, what, a little more than a quarter. We needed a quarter. We were in third for a bit, second or third. Yeah, we had Neighbor and Sir Badger ahead of us. Of course, they were able to pull a 119 and a 120 during qualies. And now after all this practice, I'm down. My fastest time is a mid 121. Alfie, don't give up. Stay in this. Keep on driving, mate. And next time we run Road Atlanta, you're going to be that much stronger, that much more stable. Oh, we've got Forza Canada, who's able to pull laps that are about 2 seconds faster than ours. So it's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. Yes, we get a pass in. Oh, where am I going? I have lost the track. I'm taking the long way around. Woo! That's some redneck driving on my part. I went out in the boondocks with my mud tires. I went mudding there pretty much. That was way off track. Not Devious's fault at all. I got fooled by the track. Came to the top of that track there, and the muscle memory was not with me. I was focusing on the pass. Having too much fun getting in a pass there. And that's when Forza and Devious got the pass back. I think he's on cooked softs, is the feeling I'm getting here. And he's just trying to ride it out or limp back to the pits. I'm probably just trying to ride it out. Devious, thank you for playing it safe. When you're on finished softs, it is tempting to just continue pushing, but then you take someone out and your crash ruins the race. Not so fun. In the real world, high cost. But I did want to have, would have liked to have beaten Forza there, but major mistake. I didn't see my marker there, so the track isn't completely memorized. I still need the markers, unfortunately. But we still picked up a 5th. It's respectable. We got beat out by our main competitor last season, Remy. And Forza has beaten us. So congratulations to RSR Neighbor 050 for picking up a gold. Well done, mate. We've got Sir Badger picking up the silver and bronze. Going to Forza Canada, after my silly move of taking the long way, missing the turn altogether, I would have liked to have had a last lap battle with Forza. Good chances that he would have passed me on that lap. He is 2 seconds faster. Oh, Daniel, don't worry about it at all. Daniel saying, what is this? Johnny's story was running on fumes. No worries at all, mate. No worries at all. I went for a fast outside pass on the hill, and it's not your fault that I don't know the track well enough to remember that uphill turn right. So you're in my visual of where the track's gonna go, and I saw a track going straight, which is like an off-track safety zone. So I was just racing the track and so focused on the track. I'm like, there's track here, and boom, went down it. Pacific Rim, good race, man, as well. Fantastic. That was a lot of fun. Oh, Pacific Rim, I hear you. It is such an adjustment. First of all, we have to get adjusted to the track. Then we have to get adjusted to each turn-by-turn brake points, acceleration points, where to drive, where not to drive. But then we have to also adjust that to where our tire health is, because you can't drive on half-used tires. You can't drive them as fast as on fresh tires. And fresh tires right out of the pits, are kind of dangerous as well and might have you slide off the track. So I love these sprint endurance style races. I know 30 minutes, we can't call that endurance, so we'll call it a sprint. But with how we push the tire wear out, it's kind of like it's not a 24-hour endurance, obviously. They use a lot more than 2 sets of tires. Pacific Rim, you are resilient, and I do love to see that, whether it's in life or in racing. You go off track, you can't just be like, oh, I'm a horrible driver. No, things happen. And you're only a horrible driver if you're comparing yourself to people that are just further down their life journey than you. Same thing with looking at wealth. So many people want to give up on capitalism because they go, oh no, well, we should have socialism because, look, I'm at this age and I don't have all these things. Well, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is, one, historically, socialism has never worked. Millions die of starvation or extermination. So I'd say avoid socialism absolutely for that point. But then you're also comparing yourself just to people who are at a different space, and you're essentially acting as a victim, saying it's impossible to get there. No, you just got to compare yourself maybe to someone who's only a few more steps ahead of you. Get a mentor or a group of friends who are a few steps ahead of you and talk, discuss. Find out how you can move up those next steps to get you closer to where you want to go. And yes, it's great to have an ultimate goal, like, oh, I want to have 10 million in investments and real estate and whatnot. But if you just think you're going to go from 0 to 10 million, you're going to freeze yourself in the impossibility. It's too much of a step. So you got to figure out, okay, how am I going to get my first 10,000? That's probably going to be through some hard physical or mental labor. You're probably going to be working for someone else for your first 10,000. And then even for your first 100,000. And then when you've got 100 or a couple 100,000 in the bank or in the stock market, and you've got semi-guaranteed passive income coming in, well, then you can start thinking, well, instead of working for someone else, can I start working on these projects on my own? So you just need to surround yourself by the right people and not just give up on capitalism or your own, whatever your own goals are, because you've set a goal so far ahead. It's good to keep an eye on that ultimate goal, but you got to put the medium and the small little steps and medium steps, the milestones to get there. Your hands hurt. Yeah, you could always turn down the torque on your steering. For my Thrustmaster GT2, this is what I'm running here. Controller settings. So not the regular controllers, but my force feedback max torque is on 6. And I've got, a bit of a torque to my own arms here. Oh, okay, so for controller, so for 6, on controller, I would start to get pain in my fingers. Kind of better off using my whole hands and not moving my fingers. Moving my fingers or moving my back or having my back steady for too long gets me numbness in my fingers. A lot on this side, a bit on that side. Dark J, what is up, brother? Good luck with your race. So I find 6 if ever you get a steering wheel and it's got torque. I think this with the little turbo-shaped booster here, I think we get up to 8 pound-feet of torque. So we're probably running at about a 4 or a 5. The system on its own, I think, a lot of systems run about 5 Newton meters of torque. But generally, if you run them on 10 and you're putting it to its max of its capacity, you're more likely to wear out the straps inside. Or, some are direct drive, the more expensive ones, but those usually have 8 Newton meters of torque minimum, sometimes 10, sometimes even, I think, 20 on really expensive rigs like my friend has. But I find 6 is really nice. 5 is A-OK. 2 is basically like running a Thrustmaster T150. If you're going to run this at 2, you might as well just keep the Thrustmaster T150, save a whole lot of money. Mind you, the original steering wheel on this system almost makes it worthwhile just for the steering wheel. The feeling is great, but I'd run it at 6. Do I feel like switching my rig up? No, I like my rig. I would just maybe go back to the original steering wheel. I miss the full steering wheel. This is a nice little setup for like F1 cars and whatnot. It's okay. I like it. But the original steering wheel, I got to find an original steering wheel replacement. Maybe order that up today if the price is reasonable-ish. I'm going to look into that today. All right. So that's where we've got our settings. Force feedback sensitivity, though, on 10. Well, folks, that was some fantastic racing. Now it's on to the Pro League. So you got the pros, the A plus drivers, and the A. So A plus, DK Nielsen running a B, Seb Cockrow running a B, Dark J a B, but Dark J is actually an A, Mile Johnson, which I think is actually more of an A, JCCR Crispy. So this is interesting. I feel like Crispy should be in our league, and then in our league, probably RSR Neighbor. Well, both Neighbor and Sir Badger are Bs, but are they fast Bs, slow Bs? Forza Canada, I think, is a B as well. So probably one in there, probably at the end of the season. One or two will probably get put to the Pro League, and I'd say maybe Crispy will want to come into the Amateur League. We'll have to throw that out. Hey, Tabitha, thank you so much for making it in. Really appreciate it. And we got Daniel here. So this is pretty much the end of the show. I've said what I wanted to say about mostly. There's one last thing I'd like to mention, and I think this is important. And I'm going to bring it to you right after saying a big thank you to the sponsors. For those that have become members on the channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. By sponsoring the channel, the JCCR _ racing driver known as Johnny right here, you're helping all this be possible, because I can say, no, look, honey, there's money coming in. I'm working on it as a business, so I can take a little bit of time away to get this done. Not only family stuff, but she lets it go get by because it is business. And, it's believable when my Johnny's Car Care and Reviews is now over 15,000, about 15,250 subscribers. Thank you to this channel for subscribing to that channel. Very much appreciated. Don't forget to change your oil down here. Actually, it had to do an engine rebuild and rigidity, which were on normal, so right above worn. And we did the oil change before yesterday's championship race. You can catch that on our live stream, catch the highlights of it. So yeah, there you can see we've got 14,200 miles on it, and we're getting pretty much close to having to do a rigidity change. So we switched that up. Now, the message I wanted to pass on. We see a lot of this, obviously. Gran Turismo 7 is supposed to be a simulation racer, and some people drive it like an arcade, Call of Duty driving style. You're going to meet people like that in the real world as well. They're going to test your patience. So it's great. We're all learning and growing together. We're all working our patience through this racing simulator, which I think is an important discipline. I think this is an important discipline. Like karate, let's say. Karate, though, it has real-world applications. This, less, but somewhat, can help you be a better driver for sure as you understand the road and traction and whatnot. But I think it's great that it teaches patience and perseverance. And I'd say as you're going through life, the more patience and perseverance you have, the better life is going to be. The more, not blind love you have for people, but just a general love for humanity and living on the principles of being kind, as well as helpful to individuals, not helpful to the point that you can't take care of yourself, you have no time left, but as kind and helpful as you can be, I think you're going to live a much better life. And the first step is start being kind to yourself. When you mess up on something or you're thinking of doing something, don't ever tell yourself, I can't do that. Tell yourself, I can do that. I just have to figure out how I'm going to be able to do that. I think a part of depression comes from consistent negative self-talk and a whole lot of I can't do that. So you get a lot of people, I think, who have depression say they feel stuck where they are. They're very sad in life, and they don't feel like they can get out of it. Well, positive self-talk, I think there's almost certainly a good chance, or at least a very strong chance, that part of what they're saying to themselves is, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I can't change my situation. You can always change your situation. You can get out of any outcome, at least in a capitalist system. In a socialist system, well, the authoritarian government is working to keep you down so much that, well, we've seen it historically. You might not even be allowed to have an extra coat in your closet. That can be seen as an act of theft against the community, because, you're hoarding away an extra coat or a little bit of extra food. But that's not, thank God, that's not the society we live in. Within the society that we live in, hard work is rewarded, not no work being rewarded, because you get, maybe food and maybe shelter if even if you don't work. But within our system, you can get yourself out of a bad situation. So if ever you're feeling down, I hope you'll check yourself and ask yourself, am I being positive to myself? I think in being very positive to yourself and being positive to the world around you, you will have greater happiness. And I wish that for all of you. So Godspeed and God bless everybody. I hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car that you love sometime real soon. If it's not in the real world, that's cool. This is still my favorite place to drive and, of course, race. Even though over on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, in the real world, we've got the 2017 Shelby GT350, the 1999 Porsche 911 convertible, which has required a little bit of work. Of course, as a 25, 26-year-old car, we had to redo the hydraulics for the roof, the piston hydraulics. But the motor was still good. That's amazing. 25-year-old car, the motor's original motor for the convertible top. Like, come on, this is great. This is like a Toyota, but a lot better. And yes, the parts are expensive, but we are loving it. So far, we can mostly own a classic European sports car without having our wallet or our wife run out on you. Mind you, I think last year I must have spent $4,000 on it because of the whole roof issue and a little bit of other work I did on it, $4,000 or $5,000. But that was my cost for the year. So it cost about $300 a month to $400 a month to own and operate it with oil changes. And the year before that, I had about $2,500 to put into it for fans and whatnot, fans, tubes. So it hasn't been that bad. We also have the 1991 Toyota MR2 on its fourth engine. And Daniel, yes, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so with bell notifications on so you don't miss any of our races, because Monday to Fridays you can come race the JCCR racing team either as a JCCR racing team mate or as a challenger. And we need challengers because it's good to lose sometimes. It is very important. It'll teach us valuable lessons and make us all stronger, better drivers, and more resilient human beings. You have to know how to deal with failure and prosper from failure in real life. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Blessed to have you along for the ride. Thank you for either being on the track, in the back seat, or in the pit crew giving us tips and advice, because I'm always here to learn and grow, and I hope you are too. Have a great Sunday. Don't forget to spend time with friends or family.